Hey guys, OuterOrange here. We are here, period Sam. I know it's been a while since I've done like a video, especially a video with my face on it. I feel like it's been a second, but anyway, regardless. So we are here with a Tomb Raider tier list maker, and we got our games right below us, and I'm going to be doing a tier list. And before I start it, I do want to kind of give you guys a little background of like what kind of Tomb Raider gamer I am, because honestly, there's just so many different kinds. There's like the Tomb Raider classic gamer that's only played the classics but haven't touched the reboots. There's like the reboot players that have touched the reboots, haven't touched the classics. There's like the other kind of gamers, which have kind of been all around, which is more so where I am. And I have been with this franchise pretty much since the beginning. My first game was actually Tomb Raider 2, and I think I was 5, maybe 6. I actually have told this story to some people who have heard, but pretty much I was 5 years old. My uncle just bought the game, super excited to play it. Sits down with his mom, and they just can't figure it out. They can't figure out how to jump and grab together, and it was just the funniest thing. And then the game was still in the PlayStation, which was my PlayStation that my mom bought me. So I'm over here like, maybe I'll try it. I came home from school. It was still in the PlayStation, and I played it, and I figured it out. And ever since that day, we as a family would sit down together after work and everything, after school, and we would just start playing Tomb Raider. And it was just what we did as a family. It was one of those really, really adorable experiences. But that's pretty much my story, and I'll kind of go more and explain. It's probably gonna be a pretty detailed video. I'm gonna be pretty much ranking the game based off like quality of gameplay, length of the game, personal probably favorites, just games that I enjoyed, and I'll probably give like opinion on why I like the games. And then we're gonna be probably touching base on like how the game is impactful and if the game has replay value. I feel like those are kind of some key factors as to what makes a game an S tier or not. And here we have our tier list. We're gonna go ahead and actually add one more. We're gonna add a row below. Add a row below. There we go. So we're gonna add a row, and we are going to edit it. This is gonna be our. Oh, we're gonna make this haven't played, and then we'll see if there's anything else that we can add to this. I think right now S, A, B, C, and D is pretty good. There aren't that many games to choose from, and we're also. Let me get my mouse. Why am I using my? I'm using my laptop thing. We're gonna go ahead and take 1, 2, and 3, the classics, and just kind of put them at the bottom, just because these are probably gonna take the longest for me personally to kind of go over and explain where I really want to put them. But yeah, we'll just start there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So here we have the reboot Tomb Raider. So something about the reboots. This is. A lot of people are, like I said, the fan base is pretty split when it comes to these games. So this was the reboot. This was the game that like Square Enix decides to pick up and be like, we're gonna just restart Lara Croft. We're gonna just make her something new, and we're just gonna redo her entire story. And personally, I don't think the game is bad. I played it. I enjoyed it. There are some issues that I personally have with the game. For example, she doesn't have pistols. Spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't played these games. She doesn't have pistols, so I'm gonna right now put her here. I think this is a good spot for it. I might even go a little higher. I've replayed this game several times actually. I've enjoyed it. I played it on every system I think that this game has been out on. I played it on PC, I played it on the PS4, I played it on the PS3, and if it's been on anything else, I probably played it or own it. So I think this is a good spot for it. The game is pretty lengthy. I'd say some downsides for people who like games that are more like you go to different places and all this stuff, and as Lara Croft, you go pretty much explore the entire world looking for tombs. This game definitely doesn't have that. You're stuck on the same island the whole time, and the other thing is the tombs are not great in this game, but I think as a reboot game they did a wonderful job. I thought the game was pretty well done. The gameplay was pretty solid. It's in a good spot. I think A is a good spot for it. And then we have, after the reboot, we got Rise of the Tomb Raider. So this game came out, I think, a year or two after this came out, and this was like the 20th anniversary. Here we are. Lara Croft has officially gotten her 20 years. What are we gonna do now? And they released this game, and this game was like kind of almost a better version of this one in the sense of how much more you can do in the game. But the game itself felt like it was lacking, and then maybe it was just me. The tombs were better. There was more to do. There was more things to do with materials. However, the game itself didn't feel for me as good. So I'm actually going to put it right here, right, pretty much right below the reboots. And then we have Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and please don't hate me. This is an opinion-based tier maker. I personally was not a fan of this game. For the price tag and everything, I haven't replayed it yet. I've had the game for a year now, and I have not replayed it yet. I've played all the DLC. I played every part of this game. I think the only thing I didn't do in this game was I missed like some baby loot, like the Keishas or something like that. I missed like maybe 4 in the entire game, but I've done every quest. I've done everything in the game. And by the way, I want to make that clear with all these games, with the exception of the ones I haven't played, which is just 2, but we'll get to them. I have mostly either 100%ed or close to 100%ed almost every game, so just keep in mind that I have pretty good knowledge on each one of these games. I've at least put 40 to 60 hours, and if I've replayed it, then it just adds to on top of that. This game I've replayed like 4 times. This game I replayed I think 3 times. I actually glitched out in this game, and I had to literally restart the entire game. It sucked. Anyway, but this game, I don't want to replay this game again. It's going right there. It maybe might jump here, but we're gonna put it right here. It was just a disappointment. You play this one and it's good. You play this one, it's good. You play this one and you really feel like it's really lackluster. You're constantly kind of just doing all this little stuff and it just never feels like it develops, you know? Like, it's just... And the game is beautiful, don't get me wrong. The game is really pretty, but it feels like the gameplay is just too easy. And I played all these games on the hardest difficulty, keep in mind, and I just really felt like it was missing out. I don't know, guys. If I threw $80 down this game with all the DLC included, and I personally regret it. Like, I really do. I really wish I could have taken it back, and maybe got it later on when it went 50% off. And it's kind of surprising that it took the game only 2-3 months to go on a 25 to 50% off discount that quickly after being released. In my opinion, this is a lot about the game, but that's just me. And they already have a definitive edition of this game out in case you guys do want to check it out, but I would highly recommend starting with these, obviously, just from story alone. But this is I guess the finale of this trilogy that they came out, and honestly, in comparison to these two and how the finale should have been, it was very lacking. We're gonna put it here. I may move it. We got some classics in here, kind of swarming in here. I might just just put the classics down here, and maybe put the classic like this one and this one. No, not that one. I meant the... where's the other one? This one. Maybe put the classics a little bit lower, just because you kind of have, if you're gonna talk about them, you gotta kind of talk about them in like a setting together. Let's go. We got Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness. Ooh. So this game is considered the worst game in the series. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. So this game was an unfinished game. I don't know the whole story behind this game, but pretty much this was the first PlayStation game that came out for Tomb Raider series. I personally was super hyped. I think I was like 10 when this game came out. I might have been a little older. I wasn't 10. I was like 8. I was either 8 or 9 because I remember when I was 10 because I had moved. And I had a PlayStation before I made my big move with my parents. But yeah, so this game came out. I think I was either 7, 8, or 9, one of those things. And I was super hyped for this game. I just got a PlayStation. I've been playing Crash Bandicoot, whatever. I was pretty excited to get a Tomb Raider splash in. And personally, as a kid, not knowing much, I actually enjoyed this game as a kid. However, as a lot of people complained, the controls in this game are pretty bad. And it does take a whole lot of getting used to, and the game is unfinished, but there are upsides. The game has a really good story, in my opinion. I thought they did a really good job in terms of story. And by the way, going back to some of these had a good story too. This one was a little lacking, but you know. But this one actually had a good story. The way they drew out Lara was actually pretty good. Like, she looks like a human being after going from PlayStation to PlayStation 2, and they did good. And by the way, I have replayed this game recently. Like I said, it's really the controls. It gets a little spooky here and there. Like, I remember there's a part where you play as a dude, and like that part was like, oh no, like now you're playing as a guy. Like, they just really kind of took it like to they added some more, and there's like a little stealth here and there, and the level design wasn't too bad. Like, it really is not that bad of a game if you could just get over the controls. And I personally played on the PlayStation. My control issue, I don't think was as bad as people had on the PC, if I'm not mistaken. I heard that on PC it's pretty brutal. Playing it on the PlayStation 2, I really I personally enjoyed it, and I even replayed it I think like 4 years ago, and I think I replayed it several times. Aside from like the weird dialogue and just overall some weird glitchy things in the game, I thought this was actually a pretty good addition to the series. And then, so going on to stuff I haven't played, which is this and that. I didn't have a Game Boy Color. I never got around to these games. I have watched gameplay of these games because I was curious, like, oh, what are these? Personally, they look awful. I don't know if they're good or not, but they don't look really that good. I did play this one because this was on the Game Boy Advance, and we're just gonna go ahead and stick it right here for now. I barely remember it. I didn't finish it. I remember not enjoying it too much, but it looks way better than these do. So I'm gonna say it's probably a D or a C for a Game Boy Advanced game. Like if you have to compare it to the entire series, or at least the side games, I think this is probably the worst of the side games. And we're actually about to hit some of the side games here, so we'll definitely be touching those. But this one was just kind of. It didn't look too bad. I was a kid when I played it. I was like, eh. And then we have this game. This game's just gonna go right there. Don't yell at me. Don't worry. It'll move down. But this game, I love this game. I know it's a little. I know this started as a mobile game, and I know it transitioned over to the consoles. I think it's even on PC now. I think I have it on PC. I have it on my phone. I have it. Probably have it. I definitely have it on PC because I was actually playing it like during quarantine. I love this game. I'm a puzzle game person, and this game's the definition. By the way, I probably should be saying the names of these, aren't I? This is called Lara Croft Go. And Lara Croft Go is pretty much a game where you're originally on mobile. Pretty much you go from level to level, and you have to figure out like the puzzle that's going on the level. And it's kind of like a turn based, not literal turn based, but every step you take, things are happening with you. So if you move forward and there's like a tiger or something not far away, the tiger is probably gonna move too if it's awake, if it's woken up. And then like if there's like arches or bows or traps or whatever, they'll move as well as you move. Boulders, anything. So you have to really figure out your timing or steps or how you want to move around the map as you're going through to get to the end of each section of the level. What's really awesome about these games is there's little secrets, little relics you can find, there's outfits, the music is absolutely spot on in this game. Like, it is just so relaxing, so good. Like, I can't complain about this game. Like, there's really no downsides. Now, of course, in terms of shortness, the game is pretty short. It won't take you that long, but it's not an expensive game. Like, if you were to pick any side game to play, this is definitely one of the better ones. You get cool outfits. You get if you literally try to 100% the game, like the game rewards you, and so you get outfits, you get all this stuff. You get DLC. There's even like an extra section, like an extra built-in part of the game that you can play. And I think on sale, like this game drops to like $5, if I'm not mistaken, if not even lower than that. Like it's really not an expensive game for how much you get out of it. I love this game. For a mobile game, this is pretty spot on. I mean, it might honestly for most people this probably be A or B. I put it as an S because I can replay this game over and over again. I don't get tired of it. I love it. It's just me. But I think for what it is, it's really good. It's better than the other Go games. Like there's also Hitman Go, and I think there's one more. I do think this one's the best out of the three that are out there. And not the other ones are decent too. I just think this one's better. Anyway, this is another mobile game actually. This is called Lara Croft Relic Run, if I'm not mistaken. It's on the mobile as well. We're gonna put it here. Yeah. We'll put it here for now. So. We'll put it here. So, wow, it's better than Shadow. who's gonna dislike this? So this game is a little mobile run game, kind of like Temple Run, and it's actually really well done for a Relic Run type of game. Like, there's so many. She has like vehicles and ropes and collectibles, all this stuff that you could do in a mobile game. However, it is the definition of a mobile game. You pick it up and you put it down, and then you find another mobile game to play. There isn't anything done in here that you haven't seen before, and the game itself, though it is pretty, I remember a lot of people had crashing issues. I know I did. I couldn't get the game to run a couple times. I did play it though. I can't say I invested hours upon hours. Nothing compared to this. This was like, I definitely put, this is like a short game, I definitely put like 60 hours into this just from replay. Wait, this game I think I only put like 2 hours in max, and it was alright. It was alright. Alright, next we have this game. Now, this game has a special place in my heart personally. I played this with one of my old friends back when it was free on Xbox Live. I picked this up way later than it came out, and I played it with a buddy of mine, and man, did we have fun. We just could not put this game down. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this right. I think I'm gonna put it right here. This game, it might be high B tier. I wouldn't say it's as good as this, but with a buddy, like with a buddy, this game goes here. If you play by yourself, this game can go here and maybe even here. Because I did play with a friend, I'm probably gonna put it here, maybe even here, because it kind of depends who you play with. But pretty much the whole point of this game, this is called Lara Croft and the Guardian of Osiris or Osiris or something like that. Something like that. It's one of the. It's like a top-down game. You have Lara Croft, and you're going through all these levels. It's kind of similar, like puzzling, climbing type of thing that Tomb Raider Legend has. For those of you who played it, like the style of the game is similar, but the way you play the game is completely different. But the graphics are kind of similar. But this game is super fun to play with someone. There's puzzles, there's boss fights. You both got to be running. You guys got to help each other. The best part about this game is you kind of need the other person to rely on in order to get through any puzzles or anything. And me and my buddy, we picked this game and we like went through it together. Like it was great. This game was great. Like it's been a while since I played a co-op game and had so much fun, and this game was definitely a good co-op. Along with it, we had this one, which we're actually going to move right there. This is like the better version of this one, and it has even similar puzzles and even further. So this game kind of expands on what this game is doing. So this is maybe I should look up what the names of these are. Tomb Raider and the Temple. Oh, there's the Guardian of Light and the Temple of Osiris, right? So the one we just yeah. Okay, we're good now. It turns off. So this is Temple of Osiris. This is the Guardian of Light. So the Guardian of Light is the one that's like the first one, and then this was the second one. The second one's better. You have a similar concept, and you can actually play this game with 4 people, and which adds on. I haven't played it with 4 people, but I have played it with another buddy of mine quite recently, actually. Within the last year, we played it together, knocked it out, and had a total blast. It was impossible to drop. We were having so much fun getting weapons, going through puzzles, solving tubes, killing the boss. Like it's a good game. Definitely a B tier. And then we have Tomb Raider Legend. Oh my goodness, Tomb Raider Legend. Out of all these games, like everything that's come out, this by far has probably the best story. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick it up here. So it's an S tier game for me. There's one thing that's lacking in this game, and it's just how short it is. This game is very short. I've 100%ed this game like at least 6 times on different systems at PS2, PS3, Xbox, you name it. I've played it at PC. I've played this game on everything. That's how many times I've replayed this game, and I've 100%ed it pretty much every single time. This game, this game was the continuation after this came out. Actually, it's somewhere in between this and this. I honestly don't remember which one came first. I think this came first, and then this came, and this was like the first one out of all of them. But anyway, so this was like the next like PlayStation 2 game that pretty much came out. Eventually went to 360 and all this other stuff. And this game was just really good. Like, you pick this game up after playing this and after playing these, and you're just like, whoa, the story is suddenly there. She looks amazing. The climbing is super fun. The environments are great. You are jumping around the entire world. Nothing compared to like what we saw here. And somewhat even this, like, it kind of had like kind of a similar classic feel going, and it was kind of like on this tier too. Like, it was good, and you're playing, you're having a great time, and then it just like ends. But the story is good. The game keeps you intrigued, finding everything in it. You get so many outfits in this game. I'm sorry, I'm an outfit person, but there's just so much going on. The gun mechanic was fun. You get to jump on your enemies. You're pretty much kind of almost invincible. Like, killing stuff isn't really too hard in this game, or it doesn't feel like it's too hard once you have the right stuff. And again, they really go into the story of like who Lara Croft is, like, and her dad and her mom, and just everything. And there's always something going on. Like there's never a point in the game where you feel like you're really alone. You have people talking into her headset, her 2 friends that are with her at the mansion. You can talk to them and they'll talk to you, and like I just thought like as you're playing, it kind of feels like the game's come to life. And that's what I really appreciated about Tomb Raider Legend. I was playing it and I could not wait for the next one to come out. I was so excited because playing this and, you know, trying to 100% it and everything, for the first time I played it, I had too much fun. Like, this was definitely like, wow, like where's this game been all my life? Like, I enjoyed it. I know some people will disagree with me because it is like, if you don't know everything, I would say it'd probably take you 10 hours, maybe 20 max. I really doubt it, probably 15. If you do know everything, you just go through a straight run, probably 4 or 5 hours you can finish this game easily. So that's where the downside is. Now luckily it's not an expensive game anymore. Before, when it was $60, definitely not worth it. However, with the price range it's at right now, it's definitely worth it. I definitely recommend picking it up. It takes a little bit to adjust to the gameplay. The gameplay is a little different. It is definitely different from the rest, and it does take a second to get used to, but it's a good one. Next, we have a follow-up with a similar, very similar concept, like to Legend, but we're gonna put it here. Maybe here. So this is Tomb Raider Anniversary. This is a remake of the classic first ever created Tomb Raider. And honestly, I enjoyed this game. It has the exact same gameplay as Tomb Raider Legend did, except they expanded on it a little bit more, but they used the exact same levels that the original Tomb Raider had. And if you're a person who's played the original Tomb Raider, or if you want to know how the original Tomb Raider felt, this is a great game to start with. It has pretty much similar puzzles, similar level base, better graphics, more to do with Lara Croft herself. Like, there's just so much more that she has. And I honestly, I thought this game was really good. I don't think it's as good as Legend because the story is a lot less intense, I guess. It's just a classic story, just remade. It's the same thing. You got her enemy, and you're looking for tombs, you're looking for the Scions, which is like the item that she's searching for in the game, and it's just pretty much a level by level game, and you go through all of these platforming. And I personally I enjoyed this game. I think it's good. I don't think it's S tier, but I think it's good. It's fun. If you just want like a remake of a great game, this is it. Like this is a really good remake, and like I said, super fun and very, very classic. And we're gonna put it right there. And honestly, gameplay wise, it's longer than Tomb Raider Legend, so and it does have replay value, and the trophies are actually pretty hard. You have to beat all the games without like dying at all, or beating all the levels without dying. It's pretty brutal. Very fun game. Replayed it several times. Highly enjoyable. And next so this is kind of like a trilogy in itself. So we have this game, and then this game, and then this is Underworld, which is the trilogy. Like you can actually buy the whole pack on a PS3, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you can do the PS4, but you can do it on the PS3, where you can buy this pack. So Underworld was kinda here-ish for me. So after playing this game in particular, going to this was kind of like, huh. Come on. So they kind of like worsened the game. First of all, I'm just gonna make this a thing, and I know everyone's aware, but her boobs are massive in this game. Tomb Raider Underworld, sorry, but she's got a massive chest. They like expanded on it. Like her chest in general has always been pretty big, and then you have this game, and they just get insane. And by the way, after this game came out, the next one that came out was this one, and her boobs shrunk so much. I thought it was so funny. I was like, man, they really transitioned. So this game is not bad, but it's not great either. Maybe some people see something else that I'm not seeing. They took the mechanics from Tomb Raider Legend and kind of worsened it. It's a lot harder to do some things. She doesn't feel as flexible. The story, while it was decent, the levels were so weird. I think there's only like 6 levels, like actual 6 levels in total. They're just really long. Finding relics in this game is the most annoying thing I've ever experienced because they're like these tiny little things, and sometimes they don't shine, and there's like 180 of them. This is like the only game that I didn't want to 100%. Like, except for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I was pretty close to 100%, was a lot easier to 100%. But Tomb Raider Underworld, the percenting in it is just not fun. It's kind of like if anyone's ever played Assassin's Creed, and you played Assassin's Creed specifically 2 or maybe 3 or 4, where you have the flags that you have to find, there's like 100 or 200 of them in each section. That's how this game felt in terms of completion of finding things. Like, it's just so mediocre. There's like these little bits just everywhere, and you can barely see them, just like you can barely see those flags in Assassin's Creed, and you're just like, it's like miserable to go find anything in this game versus other games. And I'm a big explorer. I love exploring and finding stuff, and I feel like the way you find stuff in this game was just not as cool as like the other games. The gameplay was decent, but it was, like for me, it was worse than Tomb Raider Legend. And then like the story was okay, but it wasn't as gripping as Legend had. And it was the continuation, by the way. Like, this continues the story of where Legend was. You don't get your mansion. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I love exploring the Lara Croft's mansion, and this is the one game where you can't do it. There's a couple others, like actually maybe that's why it's C tier, because you can't do it in this one either. But you can't explore the mansion, and like it sucks. You can explore the mansion in this one, like you can explore the mansion in some of these. Like, it's so fun exploring. Oh, this one has a mansion. Like, come on, where's the mansion? I want my mansion. I just need my mansion. It's so fun, and the music isn't as good in this one. Oh, by the way, backtrack. Great music. great music. If you want me to like a game, just throw in some really hot, amazing, out of this world music, and I'll probably like it even if it's a trash game. This game has amazing music. I literally to this day still listen to this playlist. Like there's literally a Spotify playlist of this music. I can't stop. Sometimes when I was younger and I didn't know what YouTube was and I had this game, I would literally just like boot up a level and just have this music play in the background while I was like studying or something. I kid you not. Like I love the music in this game. But anyway, back to this. Back to Tomb Raider Underworld. Music's not that great. Gameplay's kind of awkward, and it's not that long either, and there's just too many negatives in my opinion. Like that's why I actually like this game more than I like this game, if that just says anything. Like I just don't think this game's that good. I think for the trilogy, like these two hardcore are so much better in quality than this one. Anyway, so here we are with the classics. The Tomb Raider classics. So this is like when, like, you know, this is like the tip of the fan base pretty much. Like this is where you're like, okay, these are gonna go be S tier games, or you know, they're kind of in the middle, or they just suck. Some people don't like the way these play, especially people that haven't played with them or have played the reboot, obviously, where it's a lot cleaner, and because of that, they will lower these. We're gonna start with Chronicles. So Chronicles, out of all 5, probably goes right here. So Chronicles is not a bad game. It's just not in comparison to these. Like if you had to compare this to all 4 of these, this game's the worst out of all of these. And the reasons are mostly because for those of you who know how the story goes, this is a do you remember when Lara did this type of game? I kid you not. Like, you play the game and you have someone that's like, I remember when Lara went here, and then they like cut it over to that timeline when she was doing some things in that location. And that's pretty much how the whole game is for 4 sections of the game. Was it 4? Yeah, it's 4. 4 sections of the game, and there's no mansion, by the way. Mansion's a downside. You haven't mentioned the other ones, except for 4. But anyway. So this game's downside is the fact that it's just a different story being told each time. Though I did actually enjoy this game. I don't think it's bad. The last bit of it, literally the last bit, was just so hard to get through that it makes the game kind of eh. Like I personally enjoyed the first section of the game, the second section of the game, but 3 and 4 are kind of hard to get by. They're just not as entertaining. Though there is a lot of variety in this game. Like you go through so many different areas, as everyone's telling a different story. They're all in different locations. Like I said, it's not bad, but if I had to, actually, I'm sorry, I gotta, that's better. That's better for me. I think this game's better than this game. But anyway, so yeah, this game is not terrible. I would prefer to play this one if I had to choose between these two, but I think these like definitely are past this level, so that's kind of where I'm gonna put it. Like I said, the game's not bad, but it's not the best one to start if you want to play a classic Tomb Raider game, and probably it's more of a game where you've played all the classic Tomb Raider games and you just really want more, then you jump on this one. Like this is like your backup game. You're just like, man, I played 1, I played 2, I played 3, I played 4, I played the newer ones, I don't know what to play, so you just pick up this one. Like, it's your back burner game. It's the game you pick up when you don't know what else to play in terms of the Tomb Raider classic franchise. So that's where I'm gonna put it. And then we have Tomb Raider Revelations. So this game, some people consider this to be the best classic Tomb Raider game. Some people kind of put it, I've heard people, I follow a lot of fan bases, so I hear people talk a lot about all these games. Just a little fun fact. I like this game somewhere right here. So this game is actually pretty good. My issue with it is the fact that you're constantly in the same section. Like you're always in Egypt. The game's called Tomb Raider Revelations, and you're in Egypt the whole time. And I'm not dissing on Egypt or anything. But but I played all 3 of these, right? And and I kind of like the exploration of different locations. And you definitely lose that in this game. However, the gameplay, the style of the game, everything got updated in this game. This game had better textures, better everything in terms of these, but I didn't like the level format as much. You know, we'll stick it down here in bottom of A tier. I think that's a good spot for it. I think it deserves to be an A tier. It's kind of more in the middle for me. I haven't really played this game nearly as much as I've replayed the other ones, but I also can't say I also can't say it's like my least favorite either. Like it's better than this one, and this one and this one have the same engine. Like I mean, they kind of all have the same engine, but these engines got like updated, so it's a little different. But it's the same, like the same type of like Lara Croft looks the same in both of these. So, but this one is just way more fun. There's pretty good story. The story is actually pretty decent in this one, and then it's not a level by level game anymore. It's more like you still have that linear progression of level by level. However, you can go back. Like there are some parts of the game where you can actually backtrack to older parts of the level and do other things, and like that's kind of what was really big for other people. People were like, "Whoa, you don't have to go level by level by level. You can go back," and it's like there's like this whole new mechanic and that they added in, and like just a lot of stuff you can do in this game that's pretty fun. Like the game is good, so I'm gonna put it there. I might be moving. There might be one game I move around. I'm kind of seeing one game that I think deserves a better spot. But anyway, so now we have Tomb Raider 3. So this game I'll put here. So Tomb Raider 3 is like the worst version for me of Tomb Raider 2. It's like they have a similar engine. Like Tomb Raider 1 is like kind of a little different. Like meaning, by when I say similar engine, like the girl itself, like Lara Croft, looks almost the same in these two. And there's a little bit of a graphics update in this one, and you can kind of do a little more in this one. However, the game itself seems a little bit more broken. Like you can't like there are some parts where it's kind of more glitchy. The levels aren't as well designed, in my opinion, and for that reason, I don't think it deserves to really be any higher. I think out of whoops, wrong spot. I think I'm gonna put it here. I think it's a good game. Now that I think about it more, I'll think about it more. I do like it more than 3. I might like it more than Anniversary. Do I like it more than I might even like it more than that. We'll put it right there. So the reason I'm putting it here is because the game, I've replayed the game too many times. It is a fun game. There's a lot to do. It's just not it's not as good as the other two, which we're gonna get to here in a second. Which I guess I kind of just spoiled like what it is, but the game just lacks what the other two have. Like it's kind of like they were pushing for, they kept using the same engine over and over again. By the time you get to the third one, they're kind of like running out of ideas, and it's just not working as well. Like the levels aren't as clean and they're not as good, and because of that, the game isn't as great. I might move this around again. I'm not too sure because I'm a little conflicted on this one. I have trouble kind of. I've replayed it so much, and yet I'm struggling putting it on here because I just don't really know where it belongs. I'm gonna go ahead and do Tomb Raider 2. Or maybe I'll do Tomb Raider 1 first. So Tomb Raider 1 is gonna go right here. Actually, I'm replaying this game right now. This game I played probably last out of all the classic series. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I played this one somewhere after 4 or 5, maybe in between when I was younger. I didn't get a chance to get to this game because I didn't have it. So I actually played 2, and then I played 3, and then I played 4, and I played 5, and then I somehow at some point got around to this one. And I might have even played Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, like which is this one. Before I got to this one. It took me a long time before I got to the classic, and I like it. It's literally the classic version. Like it's the most basic version of what Lara Croft is in the classic series. You can't do much but jump and shoot and spin around and climb, you know, like in you don't do much in this game. Like it's just very much level progression and going from A to B and just completing it. The game's not very long. The game has a good, pretty decent story. You don't really know the full story because they don't explain it too well because it's such an old game. But this is the original. This is kind of where it all started. I would say for the original, this game really holds out. Like I was literally playing this game this morning with my granny, and my granny was like, "Wow, like this game is still holding on. Like it's still a great game." Well, you go through each level and you're like, "Man, like what's gonna happen next?" There are still parts where I play it and I'm like, "Oh, I forgot about that wolf there." Like there's just so many points where you're just like, "Oh my god!" Like it kind of scares you in some places, which is a good thing. Like the game really, and the booby traps, like the booby traps are just so good. Like it's really just a classic Tomb Raider game, and that's what makes this game just be where it's at. I think it's better than the reboot. However, I don't think, for me personally, I don't think it's as good as these because I really like these two. Specifically this one. We can pretend this game isn't here. In all honesty, for most people who like mobile games, I don't think it deserves this. Who don't like mobile games so much, I don't think this spot. I think this is just a personal taste. I personally put this here. I think most people will put it lower just because it is a mobile game. But anyway, I didn't have as much fun in this game as I did in this one. But I definitely had more fun in this game than I did in any of these personally. Like I did enjoy it, and I think it deserves this spot just as what type of game it is. This is the iconic, like this is the icon of what created Tomb Raider. I think it deserves to be here. There's a reason why I got a remaster, which is right here. the game is good. Like, it's really, like, if you actually try it and get used to the controls, it's not a bad game. You have to sit there and solve puzzles. Like, it really is the definition of Tomb Raider. You're raiding tombs. You're figuring your stuff out. You're finding your scions. You are battling people. You are moving stuff around. You're finding keys. You're solving puzzles. You're pressing buttons. You're trying not to kill yourself. Like, it's great. It's a great game. No matter how outdated it is. The graphics can be, like, the graphics, if you play on the PC, they're not that bad. If you play on the PlayStation, they're kind of bad. But if you just avoid the graphics, this game, it deserves its spot. So I think it's good. And the length is pretty decent too, unless you go through like a big speed run. You can finish this game in like 5 hours, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's probably like a 10 to 15 hour game as well. Okay, so moving on to Tomb Raider 2. Oh man, this game this is the kind of game that I've been talking about since pretty much my entire life. Like, me and Granny talk about this game. We talk about this game today, we talk about this game yesterday, we talk about this game tomorrow. I'm just gonna stick it up here. It's kind of obvious where it belongs. This game's just really good. Like, it's the better version of the original. It's just perfect. It's the better version. It's like what this game should have been. Like, this game should have been better than this one, and they kind of plummeted instead. Because, like I said, similar engines, just this one did it worse, pretty much. But this game is just. It's just good. Like I said, going on back to what this game does, like, it does similar things but just better. In this game, you explore so many different locations. There's a story going on. You're in China. You're there's just so much. You're in China trying to find this artifact. Then you get screwed over. You have to go to Venice to figure out Venice things. Then you find out you got to go to the bottom of the ocean to find a shipwreck. You're in there, and then when you find that shipwreck, you get all the stuff you need there. Now you have to go to like Tibet or something, like pretty much somewhere where all these monks are, and find the other pieces of this artifact you've been looking for to complete, because these bad guys want to complete it and do bad things with it, and you're trying to prevent that. And as you get through that, of course, things still happen. So now you have to find their lair. So you're back in China, by the way, and then you have to, which by the way is probably the hardest part of this whole game. And you're just really just trying to like figure out like what's going on. And it's just great. The gameplay in this game is good. The level design is so spot on. Like, this game is just good. Like I said, if you get around the graphics, this is a good game. You have a lot of gun options, a lot of ways to do things. The length is solid. The secrets are solid. The booby traps are solid. Like, you really can't go wrong with this one. It's a great game. And that's why I believe this deserves the spot where it's at. I think this is a great spot for it. Like, I really think this is what it made this game better, even though this is where it started all. Like, they really just took this engine and like added onto it. And like, I think this is kind of like where Tomb Raider started getting popular, at least during the PlayStation days. I think its popularity, the Tomb Raider popularity kind of really hit with the reboot, to be honest with you guys. Like, the reboot happened, everyone's like, whoa, Tomb Raider, but nobody really knew Tomb Raider that well. Like, when I was a kid, like, it was like Tomb Raider or like everything else. Like, there was Final Fantasy and I don't even know, like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and like just and other like adult games. I don't know. I was a kid, so I didn't really play like adult games. But there's like Persona. Like, there's kind of a bit of an arsenal, you know. I think I'm missing some big titles here, but whatever. Regardless, this game wasn't like super overhyped or anything like that. It only got recently overhyped because of the reboots. So yeah. Anyway, so there's one game I'm gonna move, and it's gonna be this one. I'm gonna just stick it right here. I think this game deserves this spot, to be honest with you guys. So as you can see here, this is our tier list. I think, let me see if I can move anything around. I think this is a good spot. Might want to, well, no, we can't do that. We can't do, I feel like people would really shame me if I did that. I kind of want to do that, but I think people would hate me for it. But anyway, I might do something like this though. Yeah, I think that's better. So I think this is a good spot for it. Like I said, like, I'm one of those people where I've tried everything, right? Like, I've been down the classic route, I've been down the middle ground weird spot, and I've been down the reboot route, you know? And I even went down the mobile route. And I have to say, like, to me, like, I think I have everything I've played, and I'm comparing this with, by the way, the music in this game is really good too. And there's a mansion. There's a mansion in this one. This one has a mansion too. Mansions are fun, guys, especially this one. This one was a really awesome mansion. This one's pretty fun too. There's so many little videos of people screwing around in the mansion. It's great. You gotta just take your butler and just stick him in the freezer. I have to say, like, you can't make a Tomb Raider video and not talk about this game and mention how pretty much in the mansion there's a little guy that follows you with like food. I don't know why, but he just follows you. But eventually he gets kind of annoying if you really explore the mansion pretty far. So what you do is you just you go into the freezer and he follows you in the freezer, and then you get out of the freezer and then you close the freezer door and he just kind of stuck there. Like, and he's just gonna be stuck there pretty much until you take him out. And it's pretty narcissistic. or not narcissistic. It's just cruel. This poor old man. He's like an old guy. He's a baller. He's trying to do his job, and you just stick him in a freezer. And I don't know, something about like us and all the Tomb Raider fans who play this game. We just all did it. Like we were all that person that just stuck him in the freezer. It's funny. But anyway, I think this is good. Like I said, the classics are good, and the reboot is not bad either. Like, do I think the reboot's better than Tomb Raider 2? Unfortunately, I do not. But do I think the Tomb Raider reboot is bad? No, I don't. I think this game is bad. But I think this game is good. I think this game is good. Like, in all honesty, like, that's just how I feel. Like I think this reboot was actually really solid. I've replayed it so many times. I loved what they did to it. I just really miss her pistols. I miss her pistols. I miss some of the stuff that, you know, Tomb Raider used to be. Like, look at that pistol. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful pistol. Like, what is this? What is this? Come on. But it's still a good game, you know? Like, I'm not gonna lower it. I'm not gonna put it here just because it's like, just because of the pistols, you know? And some people really don't like this game because it doesn't have pistols. Like, you'd be surprised. But I think this is a good spot for it. Like, the reboot was really solid. It was definitely what the game needed. It brought the entire franchise back to life. And I can't complain. Like, it's a good game. And even this one really wasn't that bad. I replayed it too. You know, it's good. It's just, we're not gonna talk about that game. You know, but yeah, this is my tier list. My voice has actually started to crack because I've just been sitting here talking about Tomb Raider. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, or just if you feel like I need to explain something, or if you want to do a tier list, you can. I'm under one of my weird, or I'm not under an OuterOrange account, actually under a different account, but if you guys want to talk to me or comment or respond back with a video of your own tier list or send me tier list, you totally can. I can link some stuff below to give you guys some ways to personally send me your tier list. If you guys want to send me your tier list, you can. I would love to see what other people have to say. What is the... Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, okay, we're back. We're back. Okay, I was about to be like, no! My tier list. Oh yeah. This was really fun. I actually really enjoyed this. I love talking about Tomb Raider. I always have an excuse to talk about Tomb Raider. But yeah, I think this is good for it. If you guys disagree with me, feel free to tell me why. Give me your opinions. My opinions is like music and gameplay and just like the replayability. Replayability is probably my biggest thing. So that's just me. But tell me how you guys feel. Like, tell me why this game belongs in S tier. I would love to hear it. Because I'm not over here like my opinion is better than yours. It's just my experience. You know, this is how I experienced the Tomb Raider games. How did you experience the Tomb Raider games? If you feel Shadow of the Tomb Raider belongs in S tier, go for it. Like, I mean, that's if you enjoyed the game, if it's your first one, honestly, if Shadow of the Tomb Raider is your first game you played, it probably will be an S tier because the game itself isn't bad. I just, in comparison to everything else I've played and the amount of years I've put into the series, it's just not my cup of tea. But that's just me, you know. Everyone else has their own interest. So yeah. So this is my tier list. I think I'm gonna stop it here. Feel free to like, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff. And like I said, to the right, we're probably gonna have some video of your interest, and to the right somewhere probably have some video I've recently uploaded. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything on YouTube, just because I'm on my last semester of school as of this upcoming August. I know it's August right now, but pretty much the week 2 of August I'll be my last semester of school. And actually, as you guys can tell, now that we're at the end of the video, I can kind of rant more or just go random now that we've seen the tier list. But pretty much, as you can tell, I'm actually currently screen recording, and I haven't done that yet with any of my YouTube videos. I'm actually slowly transitioning over to the PC area, and I'm trying to do as much as I can. I'm actually plugging in my controllers to my old Tomb Raider games so I can go and do a 100% playthrough for you guys of Tomb Raider, because yes, I do know where all the secrets are, and yes, I can 100% the classics. I can do at least 1, 2, and 3. I can 100%. 3 is kind of iffy. I actually, by the way, I played the Japanese version of 3. It's super fun. There is a Japanese version out there in case you're wondering. While I'm here, there is the extra expansions. The extra expansions are included with this tier list. Like if Tomb Raider Gold, it's just another level. It's added in here. Anyway, so I'm trying to do more. I want to find more ways to get content out, and I want to be more available for YouTube. Unfortunately, just because of how tight my schedule has been for the last 2 years with school, it's been hard. I know it's an excuse, but I have to prioritize school, and then I have to prioritize everything else. So that's why YouTube is like down here somewhere. I want it to be higher, but it's just kind of lowered. However, I do want to thank you guys for all the subscribers. I'm probably gonna make a separate video about that. I still follow all the comments, and I'm sure you guys know that I have been commenting. I usually respond within like the hour, or at least 24 hours I respond. I have been actively watching what's been going on my channel. I just haven't been doing anything on it because I'll be late at night. I'm like, what's going on my YouTube channel? But I'm not doing anything, you know. But thank you guys so much for everybody who subscribed. I'm really happy to see my numbers are going up. Like, it's just so cool to watch my channel slowly grow. I know it's gonna take a lot of time, and when I get more technology, more ways to do things, I cannot wait to show you guys more of what I can do with this channel. I can't wait to see it expand. And once I have more free time actually to do that, it'll be great to expand on a lot of things I can expand on. I know I have some unfinished games, I have some unfinished playthroughs. I want to eventually get through them all. I really do. It's more just time and desire. Like, there's just some games I've already replayed so many times I just don't want to do a playthrough, just being honest with you guys. But I really do want to at least get through some of the main core ones that I definitely want to finish, and get through those and get a better technology system, so that way you guys can really see like just a better quality of the games I play and how I play through them, and just better editing and all that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my Tomb tier list. Send me yours, comments, concern, get mad, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. Thank you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe out there in the real world. I know things are all hectic and iffy, but we're holding on, guys. We're holding on. So let's keep going with 2020. Peace out and до свидания. Bye.